over the weekend, I finally got around to playing Call of Duty Warzone. And it had been quite a long time, to be honest, since I last played anything regarding online Call of Duty or anything like that. I was a massively big fan of Warzone. I was very excited when it first came out. It was just one of those things that I really enjoyed. I don't know, maybe it was the Battle Royale craze that was going on at the time, Fortnite taking over. I really wanted something like Fortnite that was in Call of Duty, and it was different than Fortnite because I wanted it to feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more just war type. And I thought, Warzone can give us that. And it was pretty fucking cool and pretty grounded when it first released. Now, obviously, since then, it's been a whole mess of things that have affected it, hurt it. It has hurt the campaigns of Call of Duty. It has hurt the multiplayer. It has just hurt the franchise in general. And it led to a lot of people leaving Warzone, getting rid of it. Its player count going down. The cheating has gotten a little bit out of hand. It's just been pretty crazy in terms of a product. Well, a few weeks back, Activision announced that Call of Duty was returning to Verdansk, the original map from 2020 in Warzone. And I made a video just titled Activision Call of Duty is trying to trick you into coming back by giving you something old that you appreciated, just giving you something nostalgic. And that way you'd kind of be like, oh, everything's okay, let's go back. It'll be how things used to be. But I wasn't convinced, and I'm still not convinced now. But over the weekend, going back to play it, it was actually kind of fun. Maybe it was because I hadn't played in a really long time. I think my points that I made still stand. I think if Call of Duty would have given you a brand new map at the beginning of Warzone and strengthen their ricochet anti-cheat system and all this other stuff, obviously we'd be in a much better place. But after months really of not playing Warzone, just getting back on, chatting shit, and just getting some kills, it was pretty freaking fun. Now, over these last few days, particularly over the weekend, I saw on X or Twitter that there was a lot of talk about this new update. And going back to Verdansk, and Call of Duty is seemingly trying to right their wrongs. They're trying to fix things, bring things back, bring old features. They're really going 100% deep into this Verdansk return. It's not just going to be giving us the map and everything else kind of stays the same. A little bit of changes to the UI are coming, a little bit of changes to the loot ground, a little bit of changes to the revive system. So things are kind of reverting back to how they used to be. Now, if you see these pictures here that I'm showing, you have the loot. That's how it's going to appear on the game now. It's going to be floating. And, even Call of Duty kind of makes comments about how, like, oh, it's so good to see it come back. And, people are eating it up. And it's fine. It's a good feature, especially if you liked it, bringing that type of stuff back. Obviously, we have the map, and it shows the dam, the airport, the boneyard, train station, downtown. So that looks pretty cool, too. And then Charlie Intel posted another tweet here where it talks about some people already playing Verdansk early this week. And some have shared like some experiences that they've had on it, and it shows returning operators, some gameplay, and other features. The returning operators seems pretty interesting, right? Like a lot of these operators, maybe you guys saw when the game first released. Some of you guys maybe couldn't get your hands on them, so maybe you can try to get them now. Hopefully some of these operators do make a return, and that seems like an important thing because according to a particular rumor on Twitter, there might be a skin filter. Now, I don't really know if this rumor is true or anything like that. It's just something that's been going on around Twitter. A few publications now started talking about it. This would basically mean that if you turn the skin filter on, you won't see the crazy, colorful anime collabs, rappers, wrestlers, skins that you see in the match. I think it would add a filter where you basically only see military skin. So it'll make it feel more like a milsim type of environment. That's a big ass feature, to be honest. I think that would be massive if it actually is brought in. I am a little skeptical because of all the money that Activision makes from the skins. And some people might say, well, if I'm going to buy the skin, but people are going to turn on the filter, then why would I buy it? And people seem to look for that gratification from others. So it might hurt their business of selling skins. But I don't know. Again, this is a rumor. It could be true. Maybe not. We'll find out in a few days. But if it is there, that actually doesn't seem like a bad idea at all. And then lastly, another tweet here that I'll share is from Detonated. And they said Activision has shut down 4 more Call of Duty cheat providers recently. This totals to nearly 7 different providers in the past 2 months. They want Verdansk to be perfect. Also, new Ricochet update is coming with Season 3. And now the comments on that video say that Call of Duty have actually shut down like 14 cheat providers. And that's big news. It seems like they're really wanting to tackle this cheat problem that they've had and really trying to bring people back into the game. Now, some people are still not satisfied as they say, well, they could just rebrand under a different LLC in a different area and continue to sell the cheats, which is true. I mean, it's probably a ongoing thing that they're always going to have to combat, but they have to combat it. They can't just be quiet. They can't just let it sit. So Activision is making a lot of moves to make Verdansk great, to make the return to Verdansk good, and to bring people back. And so at least they're doing something. But I'm not going to be up their ass. I'm not going to pretend like, oh yeah, this is great. These are things that, they probably should have been doing for a while. It's things that they should be working on consistently. It's not we have this big event coming and we're returning, so now let's everybody work together and make it great, and then we can go, F off for a little bit. I want them to continue to work on this, continue to do good, and we'll see what happens. I mean, is this going to save Warzone? I still haven't changed my tune. I really don't know. Am I going to go back and play it? Probably. And hopefully I enjoy it, and hopefully it's better than what it's been. I just don't know that it'll make a massive difference just yet, and I really don't know if it'll save Warzone.